Hello everyone, it's your girl Keykey here, and this is my last video of 2020. Thank goodness it is almost over. So the format of this video is kind of just like a get ready with me type of video, with me just explaining my 2020 experience. If you don't want to hear me talk about my 2020 experience, you feel free to just turn the volume down and enjoy the makeup tutorial with a little bit of hair in there too. But without further ado, I'm going to break it down by months. So each month of the year, I have a short little list. So let's get into it. So, the start of 2020. Let's start January. I just got back to DC from winter break. I was living in a dorm at this time, and this semester I have finally been able to get my own room. Like, that accomplishment alone, I felt like this was going to be my year. I was going to accomplish everything I set out to do. I was going to do this, I was going to do that, I was going to be this person. And yeah, was basically my January. Nothing extraordinary happened, just classes started. Going into February, it was my birthday. I turned 20 years old. I didn't have a celebration. I spent it in my room. I think it was a Saturday or something. But yeah, I didn't do much for my birthday. I had my own little photo shoot in my room. And yeah, that was February. Again, not much happened, just classes going on. Now let's get to March. That's where crap hit the fan. So it was okay, beginning of March. Then spring break, I think it was around March 13th, that's when everyone started to get serious about this virus, because we had started hearing about it like late February. I remember hearing like one or two things, but not panicking or anything. I remember March, I was planning to stay on campus for spring break, and then they said, oh, we're gonna have to shut down for a week because this virus is getting too serious. So I was like, okay, I can stay on campus for 2 weeks without anyone, that's fine. Then they're saying that all of DC was about to shut down, so they had to shut down the dorms. Everyone had to go. So I was basically panicking. Everyone was panicking because nobody knew where to go. So I had to book a last minute flight home. I flew home on March 16th. What I remember was I basically was panicking. I did not pack up my dorm room. I had stuff in my refrigerator. Like, I had just bought a bunch of food because I was planning on staying in my room for a week, 2 weeks. So like, I packed me a small suitcase and just left. And because that's what I had to do. The dorm was shutting down in any minute. So I remember I just packed what I could and I left. At the end of March, this was when we lost my grandmother on my stepfather's side, my grandmother, as well as it was my Uncle Boo passed away, and then a week later my grandmother passed away. It was really just a shock, especially with them being so close together. I felt it just was truly for me out of nowhere, because I know my Uncle Boo, he was just like that crazy uncle that's just real fun and that you just enjoy their presence, just that crazy energetic presence. So that was just a shock. And then April hit. I started back working because I was on educational leave for the school year. I started back working in April. Then shortly after, at the end of April, we lost my Uncle Earl, who was on my mom's side, which that was like just a hit to the gut, because growing up, me and my Uncle Earl were just really close, and he was just that person that made you feel like you could do anything And honestly, I feel like anyone who's met him would say the same thing. He made you feel like you could rule the world if you wanted to. You could do anything, be anything you wanted to do, whatever you wanted to do. He was so passionate. And I remember one of his favorite memories of us that he would always bring up was the day, I think my grandmother's foundation was flooding or something, so we had to dig a hole in the front yard. And I was so excited, and I begged him to let me help. And so, like, we dug a hole in the front yard, and he would always bring that up. And that was one of our favorite memories from me growing up. And yeah, that was a real shock because I literally saw him the day before it happened. And that was just unbelievable. Then in May, shortly after losing my uncle, my mother's brother, my mother contracted the virus, which was scary because, like, even now we don't know what the virus is. So for my mom to get it, I was like, we were panicked. I panicked a little because I was like, I can't lose my mom. I can't do that. And that was just, with this virus, you never know because a lot of people were dying. A lot of people are dying. And it's just crazy. So I just remember she was the only one that was symptomatic in our home. It was me, my sister, and my mom. We were the three in the household. One of the most scary things about that experience, because I was the one who was taking care of her and getting her everything she needed, making sure we had groceries in the house. But one of the scariest things was she would not eat because you lose your sense of taste and your sense of smell. She described it as every time she ate, it tasted like metal. It tasted metallic. So she had no appetite. So that was one of the scariest things because I was like, you have to eat or you're not going to be strong enough to fight this. But thankfully, she made it through. Thankfully, within about a month, she had a few weeks, she had her taste back, she had her smell back. She was basically back to normal within about a month. Then that was basically all May. In June, I had to fly back to DC to get myself, because as I told you a little bit ago, when I left in March, I didn't have time to pack anything. I didn't have time to set up storage or anything. I just had to leave it. So in June, they basically said, come get y'all stuff or we donate it. So I flew back to DC in June, which was kind of scary because flying in the virus, you don't want to get sick. You don't want anyone else to get sick. It's a scary situation. I also signed my lease for my very first apartment in DC. I signed that in June, so that was a good thing that happened this year. In July, I moved into my apartment. My mom was healthy and well, and she was able to help me move. Thank goodness. And I started working here. I transferred jobs from Arkansas to DC. Then in August, classes started, which it was classes. I took 18 hours. It was the normal, but yeah. So around September, that's when I realized that working, because I didn't mention I was working nights, so I was working 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. because that was the only thing that really worked with my schedule at the time. And that was the only thing I could think of. So I was working overnight about 3-4 nights a week in addition to classes. So some days I would get off work at 7 a.m., have class at 9 a.m., not get out of class till 5 p.m. It was crazy. So I remember September, that was when it hit the fan. Like, I was falling asleep in class. I wasn't doing very well. I knew something had to change. So, but I was still working with it. I was still like, okay, I'm gonna keep my job. I'm gonna keep going. Let's get to October. And late October, actually, I think it was around Halloween, might have been on Halloween. I lost my grandmother on my father's side, which was shocking to us, but turns out she was dealing with health issues that she was a very strong woman. She didn't want us to worry, so she didn't want her grandchildren to know what was going on and what she was dealing with, but she did pass away in late October. Then in November, this was wrapping up classes. Also, election was November 3rd. I voted for the first time, and that was an experience. And I remember I stayed glued to the election results for about the whole week that there weren't clear results. Like, I was glued to that TV. I would call my mama with the updates and tell her, hey, this is where we're at right now. So-and-so got this many points. So-and-so is catching up. Da, da, da. So that was me all that whole week after the election. This was also when I decided to go on leave from my job because my grades were slipping and I couldn't afford that because I need my grades to be good, and it was causing unnecessary stress to me, and I knew I had my apartment paid off. I was able to save up enough money to pay it off for the whole semester, so I was like, I can't add this much stress. And the reason I'm in DC is to be in school, and if I'm not doing well in school, then there's really no point in me having an apartment here. So I knew I needed to get my schooling in order, so I decided to leave that job. And then we're in December, which today is December 30th, and basically all of December is just finals and wrapping everything up, putting a nice little bow on 2020 and just waiting on it to end. So basically that's my whole year in a nutshell. Now looking forward into 2021, my goals are, first and foremost, my goal always is to be happy and to just manifest happiness into myself, because I know as a person I can get really dark sometimes and I can go into a hole. So I have to consciously make myself happy. I want to do everything that I want to do. I want to plan things and achieve things and gain success and not be lazy and not sit around and not do anything, because that's what I feel like I've been doing all 2020, is just sitting and waiting, and I don't want to do that in 2021. I know as someone's probably going to comment, 2021, it's not going to magically change. I know it's not going to magically change, but I feel like there is going to be some kind of change. There's going to be something better is going to happen. I feel like it's going to happen, but I also thought 2020 was going to be a good year. So who knows what's going to happen, but whatever happens, we got to roll with the punches, and we got to live our life to the fullest and do what we can to keep going on and to keep ourselves safe and keep others safe, to wear these dang masks, because it's not that hard. I've spent shifts where I have to work 8 to 10 hours with a mask on. You'll survive a couple hours of a shopping trip, but I'm not trying to get preachy on here. So I think that's all for this portion of the video. I think I'm just going to let the music play out, let the video play out. Just a little bit of encouragement. Just know you are loved and you are enough and you are worthy of love. I am keeping every single one of you in my prayers, in my thoughts, in my vibes. I'm sending positive vibes to everyone. whether you're watching this video or not, just know that I love you, and I hope that you enjoy your year and bring the year in right. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Bye. Okay guys, so that is it for my last video of 2020. This is a nice little vampy look. Honestly, I didn't expect it to go this vampy, but I love this look. It's just like so great. But I hope everyone's enjoying their new year. Mostly you're probably seeing this in 2021 or later, but I'm filming this on December 30th, 2020. So I hope you all enjoy yourself and are hopeful for the new year. I know we'll still be in quarantine, but it's still a new beginning. It's a new start to this, ending this crazy year off on a high note with a new president. So I hope that all of you are well, and look forward to seeing you guys in the new year. Bye.